Hello! It has been 1 month since top surgery and I am here with an update for you. So we're going to go week by week because I have done quite a bit of updating on my Instagram and my Facebook, mostly my Instagram, at JustSaySK, JustSaySK. You can follow my top surgery highlight there. I've saved everything and categorized it day by day. I was really good about sharing every single day the first 2 weeks, and then I slowly started to taper off, but that's why I'm here giving you a general update and answering some questions that I've received. So you can go there to see many more details about day-to-day recovery. It will always be saved there in my FTX top surgery highlights so that you're able to access that. But this video is just a general update for those of you who want a little more information. Week 1. Some highlights of week 1 include getting off of the narcotics. So I only took Oxy for the first 5 days. And again, I will talk later about my use of cannabis, but the narcotics were only for 5 days. I was proud that I only used them for a very short time. My original intention was to not use them at all, but I did need them for discomfort and for sleep. So week 1 highlights, I got off of the narcotics. I also kind of got adjusted to the way things felt. By the end of week 1, I was walking around and acting like things were fairly normal besides my range of motion. So those are some good things from week 1. So week 1 was actually way easier than I expected it to be. I expected the first 10 days until my drains were out to be like the worst 10 days of my life. I had heard really mixed results from people about like the first 10 days were way easier than I thought, or the first 10 days were extremely rough. So I just mentally prepared myself for the absolute worst, and anything better than that would have been a nice surprise. So I was ready to feel the worst I've ever felt, to feel the most pain I've ever felt in my life, and I truly did not. And I don't want to be like an anti-alarmist and tell people who are nervous about surgery that you're going to feel no pain and be totally fine, because I don't want anyone to be prepared for that and then be surprised if they don't feel that way. But for me, I just got really lucky, and I felt zero pain almost the whole time. I did reach a 3 or a 4 when I stopped my pain meds on day 6. And most of it was nerve reconnection and like bubbly, tingly feelings. And that's totally normal. It's not necessarily painful. It's more like sharp and odd feelings that I've never felt before. So that's really weird. But I never reached higher than a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10 for pain. So I'm just really lucky, I think, or I may have a high pain tolerance from being a dancer. I've heard a little bit of both. Some athletes who've gotten this surgery, dancers or otherwise, they've said the same, like they were prepared for a lot of pain and they didn't feel anything. So I think some of it has to do with that. It might just be my body. I've had other surgeries before. I've had surgery on my eye muscles. I had wisdom tooth surgery, but I don't remember any pain from either of those as well. So I might just have a great body for surgery. But I was just so pleasantly surprised by how much easier this experience was than I expected. So if you're out there and you're trying to get top surgery and your date's approaching and you're getting nervous, just like I was, just know that it's really gonna be okay. Like, pinky promise, I was prepared for so much worse. So yeah, that's the good news. I actually don't even have any bad news, so I can't really say that, but that's the first set of good news that I have. The pain level was extremely manageable. I also ate a lot of pineapple, which is a huge bonus for anti-inflammatory, for bruising. That was a really big help for healing. I also used cannabis, as I've mentioned in my other videos and on my Instagram. My surgeon approved that. He said that that was a great way for pain management. I have my medical card, so I was able to stock up at the dispensary before. I chose edibles, I chose topicals, and I chose edibles, topicals, and liquid THC. I did not want to smoke until my drains came out for fear of coughing and having things move or feel weird. Also, I thought, I don't know why, but my anxious brain just thought that my incisions would like burst if I coughed. So I did not want to risk smoking any marijuana and having that issue. But cannabis itself has really strong anti-inflammatory properties, so I think that that helped me with swelling as well. So that definitely kept pain down and allowed me to be able to sleep, because I am a stomach sleeper and side sleeper. If I roll over, I'm never sleeping on my back, like on purpose, ever. So I was really nervous that for the first couple weeks after surgery, I had to sleep on my back. I thought I would like train myself ahead of time, but I was like, no, I'm gonna take every second I can until I can't sleep on my back, or I can't sleep on my stomach, to sleep on my stomach. So the day of surgery was the first day that I tried back sleeping. I got this awesome U-shaped pillow. Let me go grab that so I can show you. But if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen it, because Louis right here absolutely loves it, and he will sleep in it more than I will. So let me grab that real quick. Ta-da! That is our U-shaped, technically pregnancy pillow, which is designed to help you sleep on your back. And then when you're on your side, it gives you like extra cradle and support. So that was like a lifesaver. I have used it every night until actually last night, which just so happened to be my 1 year, which just so happened to be my 1 month post-op night. So I used it for 1 month, every single night, and it was a lifesaver. So that helped me sleep on my back and not roll around at all. And I got great sleep. So again, the cannabis helped me sleep, and that helped me sleep. So sleep was also not an issue at all, which I was worried about. So that's another good thing checked off the list. And I cannot forget that week 1 was also my first time showering post-op, and it was the first time that I got to do a chest reveal. So I recorded that, and that's in another one of my videos, and it's also on my Instagram. But that was just something I decided to record last minute. I knew I was gonna be able to see my chest for the first time, but I didn't realize it was gonna be so emotional for me. So that was a really special moment that I was able to see myself for the first time, like fully realized, and that was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. It was like a rebirthing. My mom even said that. She was like, I just watched you be born again. That's so crazy. So yeah, that was probably the highlight of week 1. So I was allowed to shower day 3. I had to face away from the water so that water wasn't hitting my incisions directly. Keep in mind I had steri strips on, which if you don't know, it's basically medical tape that's designed to like congeal your scars. Is that a word? Yeah. Like pull your scars together, help them heal, help them start the healing process, while also giving you a little bit of like support and feeling of everything's staying together, not gonna fall out. So I had steri strips on with gauze around it and a surgical vest. I was allowed to take the surgical vest off, take the gauze out, all the padding. My drains were still in. Nice tip here is you put a shoelace around your neck and you clip your drains onto them so that they're not dragging down and weighing down the where they come out, because that's uncomfortable. Another fun tip is that as they got uncomfortable, Hannah shoved maxi pads down there to give me a little extra support, especially after my shower, because we had thrown out the gauze because there was some dried blood, other leakage, so we didn't want to put the dirty gauze back in. My surgeon did say after my 3-day shower that I did not, or day 3 shower, that I did not have to put any padding back in. It was simply for comfort at that point. So that's when Hannah started shoving maxi pads in me. It was great. Maxi pads in my armpits and covering those drain sites was like a lifesaver. And I also realized after I washed my surgical vest the first time, the drains were coming out the armpit hole, and it was so uncomfortable and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So Hannah put these maxi pads here, and then we fed the drain tube out the top of the back of the surgical vest, and then they came down the sides and hung in my my drain holder shirt. The tubes would feed out of the back, the top back of the surgical vest, and that helped with comfort so much. So if you have irritated surgical tubes and drains, that is a huge lifesaver. That helped me so much. Okay, so week 2, lots of good things happened in week 2. On day 10, I had my drains removed, which a lot of people said feels really weird or hurts, and I did not experience that. I actually didn't even know the doctor removed them until I saw them in his hands. It kind of felt like a little slimy. That's the best way I can describe it, but 0 pain and 0 discomfort. So I'm very lucky for that. Something else that happened week 2 was that I was able to start cooking again. I love to cook. I'm big on cooking dinner for my fiance and myself. She's good at cooking too. There was no problem. She was able to feed us for the first 12 days or so, no issues, but I enjoy cooking and I wanted to get back to that. So week 2, I was able to resume some light housework and cooking with Hannah's help, which was exciting because I didn't feel so useless or unable to do anything for myself. I still, by week 2, could not reach up. I could not lift anything more than 20 pounds. No, false. I could not lift anything more than 5 pounds. Yeah, I think that was the big things from week 2. I started to feel that nerve reconnection pain as well week 2, but nothing crazy. Week 3. Week 3 was a really good week. Some highlights from that week is that I was finally able to take the surgical vest off. My steri strips came off. I was able to put shirts on over my head so I could stop wearing button downs because I had enough range of motion to do that. What else? Week 3. Still restricted on lifting things. I wasn't allowed to work yet. I teach dance, so that's a very physical job. But yeah, week 3 was good. I felt a lot better. I had more energy. I wasn't as fatigued. Week 3 was really when I started to return to normal, so to speak. Week 3, my surgeon told me at our 2-week post-op appointment, if my steri strips had not naturally fallen off on their own at 3 weeks, that I should help them remove them, and they were peeling. So all I had to do was kind of fold them back. Because each time you take a shower, they just peel a little bit more. So I helped those off on week 3 on that day. And then I got to really kind of wipe off the extra. I got to get all those scabby parts off. My skin around it was actually extremely dry. So I used some bio oil, let it air dry, and then I put new steri strips on. Let me show you. Uh-oh, it's peeling a little. But you can see these are my new steri strips. These are ones that I ordered on Amazon. If anybody's curious about what the exact brand is, just message me on Instagram at justsaysk or comment below and I will give you the exact link. I've tried 3 different kinds of steri strips at this point. These are the only ones that work for me, for my skin. They're the only ones that stay adhesive enough to wear with nothing else. I had these other ones that were almost rubbery, and I wore a sports bra with them because if I didn't, my shirt would rub against them and they would just peel off. So these are the ones that I found that work the best, and I have been wearing these guys for the past week or so. I'm gonna take these off probably tomorrow or the next day when I shower next. I've left them on for the past few showers, but yeah, I'm gonna take them off the next time I shower, do another round of bio oil, and then maybe not use them again. Some people use these as long as a year post-op. They just feel more comfortable having that extra layer there, so they feel that their scar is protected, or it's giving it a little extra love. Some people want them off as soon as 3 weeks, and then they're just using bio oil or other forms of scar care. I also use a jade roller. A lot of people use them for their faces. I bought one and I freeze it. And after my shower, I use it with bio oil. That's what I use to apply the bio oil. So it's good to massage out scar tissue so you don't build up little balls of scar tissue under. But right now I'm very smooth. There is something that nobody told me is that The whole surgical site is like hard to the touch for like 3 to 6 months. It was on my paperwork, but I just like was so focused on getting through the actual day of surgery that I didn't really think much about what that meant. But it kind of feels like I have this like, it's hard to explain, like really thick, like strong muscle, like muscle when you flex it. That's what this whole area underneath feels like. And my left scar is actually a little higher than my right. So on the right side, I feel that hardness up here, and on the left side, I feel it underneath. It's not uncomfortable, it's not painful. It just feels a little bit harder than the rest of my skin, which is a little softer to the touch. So they say that goes away. They also say on my recovery sheet, and what I've heard from other people, is that all of like the sensation will come back between 12 and 18 months, so a year to a year and a half. I was like, oh my God, that's such a long time to wait for your sensation to come back in your chest. But I have like 95% sensation back. What's interesting is the places that I don't have sensation back yet are the places I had liposuction. So like here, in here, and like right there, I don't have sensation yet. So it kind of just feels like you're touching your skin through a t-shirt. It's like that weird, like you're trying to get an itch, but you can't quite get to it. But definitely manageable. And speaking of itch, the dreaded itch has set in. So, you know, when you're like healing from something, you have a scab, you know how itchy it is? Okay, so that amount of itch starts here and goes all the way back here on both sides, and it's constant, and I can't get to it. Like even with these steri strips off, when I'm itching the actual scar, I still can't get to it. It feels like it's under my skin, and it's like really awful, but it's not painful. So I'm very happy that, again, no pain, I can deal with an itch, but it's pretty constant. So I'm very, very itchy, and I try not to think about it or talk about it. I'm like starting to itch right now just talking about it, because if I ignore it, I really don't notice it as much, but as soon as I start itching, I'm not gonna stop. So the itch is real. Benadryl helps. Benadryl helps because it stops your itching, but be careful because obviously don't take Benadryl during the day. Take it at night. But yeah, the itch is worse at night than the day. I don't know why that is, but maybe my body's anticipating me taking the Benadryl. But I try to only take Benadryl once a week or so, maybe a little bit more often than the past 2 weeks, but now I'm not even taking Benadryl at all, but the itch was real there for a minute. Week 4, so right around 1 month post-op, which has been the past 5 to 7 days. Week 4 has been the best so far. It just continues to get better. Week 4, I've been able to return to work. I've been able to lift more than 5 pounds. I've been able to resume all activities as normal, submerge in water. I'm allowed to take these steri strips completely off and not use them anymore if I'd like. I'm pretty much fully cleared now. So week 4 is like huge milestone because I am back to normal, but even better. Hopefully now I'm able to kind of use my experiences being non-binary, being not on hormone replacement therapy, and choosing nipple-less surgery. Also being sort of plus-sized, results are just different, healing's different. So if any of those categories, or if all of those categories apply to you or somebody you know who's getting surgery, this information hopefully will help you, because I didn't have a lot to see before I went in. I felt like I was going in a little blind. So I want to be as transparent as possible so you and the people who are getting this surgery after me can like have something to look at and to like listen to know what to expect. One of those things that I didn't really have anyone to talk to about because I was nipple-less was the fact that I have phantom nipple pain or phantom nipple sensation. It sounds kind of crazy. But it is exactly what it sounds like. Like I will go outside and get a little chill and I'll be like, oh my gosh, my nipples are hard. And then I'll be like, I don't have nipples, but I feel like I genuinely feel my nipples getting hard. And before surgery, when my nipples would get hard because it's cold outside and you get that chill through your chest, I thought that that was all sensation directly centered in your nipples, but I still get that full sensation. So I wonder sometimes, it's almost larger now. Like it feels like it goes through my whole scar and then up my chest. So I wonder sometimes if it was always that way and it just, your nipples getting hard is like the center of that feeling. So I didn't notice all of the other feelings before, just that it's annoying that your nipples get hard when you're cold. Or it's that the nipple sensation is like this phantom nipple sensation that I still feel, and it actually feels more intense in my body now because I'm imagining that it's there. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I get these like really sudden feelings of like, that's weird, I don't have nipples, but I feel them. I also sometimes will move my body and my arms around myself as if I still have a chest. So that's just gonna I just have to get used to my new body and the new shape of it. But all in all, like this new body and the new shape of my upper half is so helpful. I sleep better, I snore less. When I dance, I'm teaching and I'm dancing now, like I'm able to move better. I feel lighter. I'm literally 12 pounds lighter. All of my clothes fit better. I've never been able to wear this before, and now I can because it fits. So my wardrobe has basically doubled. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling happier. I was really worried about post-op depression because I have a history of anxiety and depression, and I thought that I would just be more susceptible to it, but honestly, the way I've described it is that I feel like I had pre-op depression that was instantly cured. The second I woke up in the hospital bed, I just felt like I'm cured. I think sometimes that although I know this was a physical change, this was a physical surgery, something was altered on me physically, it was so much more of a mental switch for me. I just woke up and I was just at home, and it was honestly the most overwhelmingly beautiful and euphoric feeling I have ever felt. And if people out there who love their bodies and are at home in their bodies always feel that way, I am so jealous, but I am also so glad that I am now part of that club, because everyone deserves that. Like everyone deserves the feeling of just like feeling at one, I guess it is. I just feel aligned. My brain and my body and my soul were just three separate entities, and after this surgery, I truly just like woke up as one person. I just feel totally different than I ever have in my whole life, and it totally validated that this was the right decision for me. So I am so happy with my results. I am so happy with how my post-op care went. Hannah was amazing. She took care of me every step of the way. The drains were the scariest part, and they just flew by. Having them in for 10 days was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. They were by far the worst part, but never caused me any pain. It was just discomfort and annoyance. So I am just like blown away by how quick and easy this recovery has been, by how much happier I am inside, by how much more energy and like motivation I have outside. I truly feel that it just like cured this depression that I've been living in. Maybe that's intense dysphoria that was just wiped away when I woke up, but I am so grateful. I am so thankful, and I could not be happier. So I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of my friends, my family, people who I've met, like 400 people who I never would have if I didn't decide to share my journey and what I've been through this surgery. So to those 400, 500 people who've just like flocked to me and started, telling me about their own top surgery experience or their desire for top surgery, and all the conversations we've had about gender and post-op care and all of those things. Like, I just appreciate you all so much, and it's so incredibly overwhelming and empowering to just be in a position where I can share something that I needed to go through either way, but it's reached people. And I needed that before I had surgery. So I really hope that someone seeing this find some comfort in that, because you're not alone. So many people get this surgery. Not a lot of people share about it. That's all. But there should be no shame, no fear, no guilt in sharing about this. You're just becoming who you are. Every single day, people go into a plastic surgeon's office and get breast augmentation, they want larger breasts, they want fuller breasts, they want their breasts lifted up and looking perky. We just did the opposite, and that was affirming for us in our bodies, and be proud of that, because I'm happy. I know everyone I've ever spoken to who has had top surgery has been over the moon after they wake up and they heal and they see their bodies. I've never met someone who's regretted it. I've never met someone who said, oh shit, I really wish I kept my breasts, I miss them. So the people out there who say that I will regret it, I won't. I'm so happy. I've never been happier in my life, and I'm so grateful to share it with you all. So if you have any specific questions, I feel like I just ranted for like 20 minutes. I really don't know how I'm gonna edit this together to make it cohesive. But if you have any specific questions, please reach out to me on Instagram. My DMs are always open. I talk to people all of the time about top surgery, about healing, about gender, about sexuality, all sorts of stuff. So reach out to me at JustASK and let's talk about gender. So yeah, this is 1 month post-op. Let me just show you my results real quick without this shirt on so you can get the full picture, and then I will sign off. Okay, peace. Thanks for watching.